tonight. A little something to whet your appetite, and it's gonna make you feel alright. Sweet Gravy and Carmen Kirk, check them out as they go to work. Congratulations on your new podcast. Now open up a can of whoop ass and blast, blast, blast. This is Angelo, and I hope you like this show. Wow. Yeah.
Ooh, Carmen, welcome back to another episode of Sweet Gravy. Almost started the thing without turning on the microphone. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay, we did it.
It's your first day?
Yeah, it's my first day. First day on the job.
Mm-hmm.
Carmen, we started up last week's episode talking about the new Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Definitive Edition.
Mm-hmm.
Before this game came out, it's the it's Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, remastered, put into one package, sent off. You can play them all, better graphics, characters have fingers. Well, before they put out this new definitive edition, they took back all of the other versions of those games. Like currently, even though I have a PlayStation 4, I could still download those older games. They're like $7, and play them again, right? I didn't need the definitive edition, but once they announced the definitive edition, they took those copies of those games off of the interwebs.
Because they want you to pay for the new one.
Because they want you to buy the new one.
With all the stuff on it.
With all the stuff on it. And you know what happened? They released the game, and it's broken.
Oh, my God.
Carmen, there's people, like, in trees screaming, like characters that are, like stuck into, the geometry of a tree, and then in...
You've already played it?
No, I haven't played it.
Oh,
I've seen the reports. And there will be obstacles that will just make you crash, even though they're invisible. There's just nothing there, and then you'll crash. Oh, Carmen, there's bridges that have been disappearing. So if you know the map, and then you're there's a bridge here, and then you're just kind of going by memory, that bridge might not be there. They released a broken game in Rockstar. They haven't done it with the consoles yet, but for the PC versions of the games, they re-released the original games, so you can download those now.
I don't understand. With all the technology and all the stuff that we have, you can go get a 12-year-old child that fixed that game right up for you. Let's be honest with you.
Well, the crazy thing is, games that are developed today are not made the same way that they used to be made whenever we were younger, right? Like, it used to be a game came out, and then you played on the Genesis, or the NES, or the Super NES, even the first PlayStation, and that was the game, right? And that was it. But now there's updates, and they're constantly revamping stuff. They release the games without them actually being the full, complete game yet. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's definitely interesting. So I just heard this story about this. The reason why I said they could probably get a little kid that can fix that game right up for him, because I just read this story. I was listening to it on a podcast, actually. They were talking about this 11-year-old child, and how with the pandemic, kids are doing a lot of kids are not fully back in school. Some of them are doing half school, half online still, depending on where you live.
They go to school on Wednesday to see the teacher.
Or something like that, depending on. So this 11-year-old child went into the system, and he hacked the entire school system, whatever website or whatever site they use for the kids to use to talk, and to do all their assignments, he shut down the whole thing. And the entire school had no clue. Like, none of the kids could get schoolwork. None of the teachers could get online. He completely shut down their entire school system. So no school for nobody.
No school.
The teachers, principals, everybody. The principal couldn't even log into his computer.
Right.
So they had to hire a company to come in to figure out what was going on. And then they figured out it was this 11-year-old boy's computer who did it. And it was like, they could press charges on him, but they didn't press charges on him. But his mom was like, he had to write a letter of apology. Right. And then she
because
made
what
him,
kind of institution are you whenever you like press charges on a child?
A child for like he's
for getting out of school. Like that's the dream,
smart.
right? Like,
no,
that's
I know,
the dream.
but like he's smart
like,
to be able to do that at 11.
Right. Yeah. But he did it. He you being 11, you're like, man, I gotta go to school. You know, like, oh, I hate it. I hate
and these
going to
kids are
school.
on these computers and online sites now. They know how to do things that I couldn't even dream of doing.
And he did it.
Yeah.
He got it out of school.
Yeah. Apparently, he makes his own video games. He like takes different characters and like he creates his own little video games to play at home. So that was one of his punishments to create his video game, and he did it in like hours. So the kid is a genius,
right? And
that's why he was able to shut down the whole school. And I don't think anything like that has ever happened. So they didn't even know what to say about it. How's this little boy just shut down our whole? We all adults and can't log into our computers because this little boy just shut it down. Like, kids be knowing a lot of stuff nowadays.
You know, speaking of punishment as a punishment as a builder, you know, like that kid, he might, you know, turn into a game developer or, you know, a coder of some sort.
If he's 11 and he can already do it.
Right. And it's like, so whenever we were on Catalina and the pier got washed away, there was a big storm on Catalina, the pier, where the boats would land, it got washed away one year. And a man, boom pow chow, boom pow, oh, what was his name?
Kirk, keep it moving.
Huh?
Nobody knows that.
What?
Nobody knows who he is.
I'm trying to think of his name.
His name don't matter.
Well, I want to know. Anyway, he drove this crane that was like from the 50s. And the reason he took the job on Catalina, but nobody wanted to take it because the crane that they were going to use was this old crane. And nobody wanted to drive it. It was from the 50s. They're like, nah, I'm not doing a job on that. You know, none of them wanted the hassle of it. But whenever he would get in trouble, he told me that he his punishment was driving around the same crane for his father. Right? And like that was like his little punishment. So due to him getting in trouble, he developed the skills to drive that crane, right? That got him a job on Catalina later. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's definitely a good one. That's a good story. That's really good.
Yeah.
And again, speaking of punishment, I punished that bird lady today.
Oh, the bird lady. She feeds all the birds?
Yeah.
Right.
And she walks with her pit bull dog, so nobody can.
So she
do nothing
to
to
you is a toot because you don't like the dogs.
Right. Yeah, I don't want your dog.
You don't want the dog even looking at you.
Right.
And you don't like birds because you were attacked by
birds. Yeah. Well, so she had just came from the park. I was walking up the street, walking towards the park. She just leaves the park where she done fed all the birds, and there's birds everywhere. And then she's crossing the street, and there's a hole in her bird feed bag. Now, mind you, why do you have this much bird feed walking around with it? Like, that stresses me out, that she has a grocery bag, like a large grocery bag full of bird seed that she's walking around with. So I don't know if the dog bit the bag or what, but there was a hole in the bird feed bag. So she's just dragging a trail of it while she's crossing the street. And I was like, hey, there's a hole in your feed bag. And then she looks, and when she goes to pick the bag up to like feed start falling out, and then the birds just start going everywhere around her.
All over her.
And I walked the other way.
So how'd you get her?
Because I told her that she had a hole in her bag, and then all the birds got her.
That's it?
Yeah.
I
didn't
think
try
you really
to.
got the lady.
I know,
charm.
but the birds did get all over her, and
The
then
birds got
I
the
walked
lead.
on the other side. It's
Right.
like, look at her stupid ass. And then the dog's barking at the birds because the birds all over him. I'm like, this is a mess. Look at her.
Right.
It's like, and the cars are just looking like, what is she doing?
Right.
Like, she's a mess.
She's a crazy lady.
Like, your life is reduced to that. Your dog and feeding birds every day.
Maybe she likes it.
She probably does. There's
Right.
a lot of people who like to feed the birds.
Right.
It's a weird hobby to have.
Feed birds.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta feed the birds.
Yeah, but they're
You gotta wake
wild
up in the morning
birds.
to do something.
I guess.
Right.
I'm gonna take the dog for a walk. That's doing something.
Right. Take the dog for the walk. Feed the birds.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Irritate the whole community.
I don't. Is the whole community irritated?
I don't think that having that many birds around anyone likes that.
Mm-hmm.
Having that is birds shit on things, so
Right.
that is not beneficial to anybody but herself.
I saw a house the other day. It was in South Portland, and the roof was literally like filled with pigeons. There were pigeons all over this house. I don't know if he keeps the pigeons or what, you know, but just this roof was covered with pigeons. It was really weird. It was an odd sight.
Well, I walk past a lot of places in the morning. That's sorry, I'm tired. I walk past a lot of places that's covered in pigeons. I don't know if there's a reason for it or if they just find a spot like your roof feels better on their feet or something. Like, I'm not sure, but sometimes in the morning I see that, like the church, for example, on Congress, that is always covered with pigeons. And then it's a weird thing because it's a slanted roof, so they start sliding down the roof and then they all fly off. But like you could see them trying to stay on it and they're sliding down and then they start slowly dropping off. It's like birds are a whole situation that I don't like.
You know, but whenever you're like in the Venice, California area, the Santa Monica area, they put like spikes on all of the landings for like birds.
They have them in a couple places here too.
Well, you see like all these like
by
birds
David's.
walking around and they got messed up feet because they want to land on these spikes. Don't you think that's kind of inhumane?
Well, I've seen them here in certain places, and in only a couple places.
Right.
But I've seen them here in certain places, and I've never seen birds with messed up feet.
I know, but
they don't do it
they're
everywhere.
all over the place. They're
Yeah.
like on like street signs and stuff like that.
So you just see birds like hopping around.
Yeah, they got like balled up feet where their feet are all messed up, or they got like stumpy legs.
It's like, stop landing on the spikes. Don't you see them?
Yeah, I know, but they're also birds. Like they're just dumb, right? I don't know. And you don't expect like, oh, maybe that spike's gonna hurt my foot.
Yeah.
You gotta learn first, right?
Yeah, I guess.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
It's a sad thing.
Yeah, well, they're so filthy and they're all over the place. Well, you have to regulate them somehow. You can't fight a bird, so they just fly away on you. So you have to do something to regulate them. So I understand it, especially living here and the birds are so aggressive. I'm like, yeah, if I had a business, fuck them birds. I'm putting spikes on mine. Spikes everywhere.
Everywhere.
Even on the ground outside.
Don't step outside. Don't step on the ground.
Yeah.
So, we went to Salem.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Had a lot to do with school for sure. We went to Salem, Massachusetts, and it was an interesting trip. Salem is beautiful. It's a really pretty historical town with nice buildings and everything. But it was an interesting trip. A lot of driving. Like I said, my class got into a big fight at the end of the trip. Or the end of the first day. And that kind of soured everything for me.
Yeah, everybody just around each other too much. You're used to seeing these people for, half an hour a week. And then now you're all like enclosed together.
I don't think it was even that. I think it was more so that the teacher told us that all of our projects sucked. And people didn't like that.
Right.
Because I think it was the combination of everyone being tired because after we finished the tours at the Lizzie Borden house and like all that stuff, we had to do our class projects at the end of the night. She wanted us to do it at nighttime because it's dark tourism. She's like, it'll be dark. It'll be like create the vibe. And that's the perfect time to do it. So we didn't do it until like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. So by the time we finished, everybody literally was just trying to get through it as fast as possible. So by the time we finished, everyone's extra tired. They were tired before we even started, and then they were really tired by the time we finished. And then she said we all sucked. They was like, It was a combination of being tired and her saying that everybody project was horrible.
Right.
And they just start slowly attacking her one by one. Like, people were like, well, it's because of this. It's because of this. It's like, just, who cares?
Right.
She's not going to fail you because you did do the project. Just leave it alone.
It's all done with now.
It's all done with now. But people don't know how to pick their battles. They pick the wrong battles. And it's like, you have to, she's a very beneficial part in Maine as far as hospitality. So just take the L. And at the end of the day, all of our projects were shitty. So it is what it is.
And then after that, you went to the Maine Hospitality Summit.
Yeah.
Right. Isn't that cool? You say
really
you got to
cool.
meet some people?
I got to meet a lot of people. It was weird because most of the people there were people in an organization. Jesus. Or people who own businesses. And so it wasn't many students like us there. So a lot of people who were there were seeing us and we look younger, and they're like, oh, and then they would see that we had the college letters on our stuff. Like, oh, you from the college. They was trying to recruit us like crazy.
Right.
One lady started crying. I know she was drinking a little bit, but she started crying. She's like, I'm doing everything myself and I really need the help. Please help me. And I was like, girl, we not helping you.
Yeah, you look like you're struggling too much.
You struggling too much. That's the thing. You got to know how to play your cards. Begging people does not work, because not in a work situation. You're begging because you struggling. You want me to come struggle with you? No, thank you.
No, you don't want to struggle.
I could do bad all by myself.
Oh, that's a movie. What is it?
Tyler Perry.
Oh, it's Tyler. Is it a movie or a TV show?
Movie.
Oh.
You don't like Tyler Perry?
No.
He's amazing.
You ever see Gone Girl?
I think so, yeah.
He was in Gone Girl. He was pretty
good. Yeah. But he didn't play, he didn't play Medea. He just played whatever character was in Gone Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would he play Medea in Gone Girl?
I mean, that's what you see him do and everything. So it was interesting seeing him in something where he's not playing that role. Yeah.
He actually gets to be a man.
Everybody want to call Tyler Perry gay, and it's like, he don't care. He a millionaire, and he giving y'all black asses jobs. So go ahead and call him names.
He's got his own studio. Where is that? In Tennessee now?
I'm not sure where it is, but they said
he
has a whole. He has a whole
He's got a whole compound.
Yeah. And
he's got a compound, and I believe like it functions as his studio because he has shows on the OWN network. Yeah,
they said that apparently his compound has like the exact houses in the shows.
And then he also houses like single mothers, like single like poverty-stricken mothers. Also, like just to give them a place to be.
Yeah.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, that's great. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure all his shows got taken off of the OWN network.
Oprah didn't want anymore, huh?
That they parted ways. I'm pretty sure he didn't want anymore. It was time for him to move in another direction. Right. And he moved in another direction.
Because I know Oprah was a big step for him. She was a champion. She was like, Tyler Perry. You know?
Yeah, but that's the thing. He saved her network because before he came, first off, it's pretty ballsy to create your own network. Right. And she did it. But she needed something to push it because she just had like those inspirational videos and those little like Oprah talks and things like that. It was nothing really it was nothing for anybody under the age of 60 to watch. It was all churchy stuff and little stuff like that. And then when she brought Tyler Perry on, that boosted her network ratings because he had like 5-6 shows at one time on her network, and everybody liked
soap operas.
Yeah,
dramas.
And people love that shit.
Right.
It is pretty good. I think so. But yeah, it's been a long week. There's been a lot of stuff happening in the news. On the social medias and everything.
On the medias, it's been a busy week.
And it has been a busy week. So a video dropped of this artist and her band, and she pees on a guy.
She pees on him.
You wanted to talk about that?
Well, the band was called Brass Authority.
Brass Authority.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know who they are. No, everybody who talked about them was like, who are they?
Nobody's heard of them before.
Right.
Apparently, they're supposed to be opening for Tool, the band Tool. Their next tour, maybe in Europe, I believe. So they might be like an up-and-coming band. And I know like a lot of the comments were, thank goodness, her name's like Sophia Rista or something. It was like, thank goodness she did something to get the band notarized, you know?
Yeah,
but
like...
The thing is, like, okay, so there's this video. Apparently, like, she had to use the restroom. And there's a man that had like a beer can on his head. And she was like, that man, I'm going to pee on his face. She's like, I'm going to pee on that man's head. She's like, get up here. So then the guy went up there, and then he like laid down on the ground. And then like she peed on him. And like everybody's like, whoa, what's going on? Like several of the articles I read say that one of the bandmates left the stage, which he did. He was a trumpet player.
Ain't nobody needs a trumpet player. Get out of here.
Well, it's the Brass Authority. There's like a sousaphone player. There's the trump player. There's a lot of musicians, brass instruments. In the band, and but the thing is, like, whenever she pulls down her pants and then she like squats over the man, pees on him, pees a lot. She had to go, Carmen. I don't think she was forcing it. I think that it was coming. She's like, she said, I don't have enough time to go to the restroom.
She told them that she had to use the bathroom, and they couldn't find a bathroom for me.
And then so she pees on the man, and then the trumpet man, he like has like a tablet like on a stand, and it looks like he angles it to kind of like record her peeing on the man. It's like, what's going? There's a lot of parts going on there that I don't think a lot of people have. But then the guy, he stands up and he loves it. He's drenched in the urine and he's throwing it on people, and like he was like shaking his head. It's crazy stuff.
Oh my God! It's like, girl, I get it, but like, you reckless. Like, whoever thinks to do that's like wild animal behavior.
I kind of feel like
peeing on somebody is one thing. Peeing on them in front of all those people, and now millions.
It was a musical festival,
and now millions of people know what you did.
Right.
Like, to do it like that is like, that's savage. Super savage. That's animalistic to be peeing on people in front of other people.
So then the band released a statement. They said, "We feel like we didn't know that was going to happen. I don't think anybody expected it, and it won't happen again at any of our shows."
Like,
so basically, she's in hot water with the band.
Okay, but like, if y'all don't get rid of her and she have to pee again, what's she supposed to do? Because apparently she doesn't know other solutions. She doesn't know what she's supposed to do when she has to pee. So until you guys get that part figured out, it's gonna happen again.
So the band has been banned from every NASCAR venue. They'll never be allowed to play at a NASCAR. Which let's be honest.
Like, I can't play at NASCAR anymore. Like, who the hell watches NASCAR anyway?
Yeah, right.
Like, when the last time have you just sat there and watched NASCAR? Just cars going in a circle that you can barely see.
Never. But I'll tell you what. There was a guy. So there was a guy that would always like watch my television because I had cable, and he wanted to watch the NASCAR races on. Whenever we were on the island, and not everybody had cable. I had it, and then like he would come. If I was at work, he would come in and he'd watch the NASCAR, and he'd just sit there and watch the cars go zoom, 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 zoom. And you know what? Every time I came into my room, he was there. He was always sleeping. I think that some people watch the NASCAR
just to take a nap,
just to kind of take a nap. You know, I don't know. I kind of do the same thing with Deli Man, right?
Yeah, but Jesus. Like, you have your Audible stuff and your audio books. You don't need to watch the Deli Man to fall asleep.
Well, I don't watch the Deli Man to fall asleep. I'm just killing time before the end of the night. Right.
Yeah.
And I love seeing that Deli Man.
Why?
I love it. It's the best documentary ever made.
No, it's not.
It is, though.
I've seen some good documentaries.
What's the best one?
The best documentary? Let's see. I don't know.
Deli Man.
No, I can't. I just can't think of one right right this second. If I had to think for a little bit, I probably could come up with something, but can't think of it right now.
Okay.
I got the yawns today.
You got the yawns?
Yeah, I do. So another thing in the news lately is everyone's talking about Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian.
Oh yeah, I was going through the feeds yesterday.
Yeah. And
there was some pictures of. Had you seen it before I showed it to you?
Not that particular picture, but yes, I've been hearing the news and I've been seeing them out and about.
I kind of took some offense whenever I showed you those pictures because I showed the pictures to you, and it's Pete Davidson, Kim Kardashian, like meeting up. They kind of like do like the like hands together, not hugging, but just kind of touching each other, right? And then they start walking down the street, and I say, "Look at Pete Davidson. What do you think about that?" And then you said he looks like a clown, and I said, "What about those shoes, though?"
Well, first I said I don't think about that.
No, you don't think about that. Yep. You look like a clown. So what about the shoes, though? And you're like, I don't care about the shoes. But they were these beautiful 574s, Carmen. New Balance 574. You know, they're probably the best shoe ever made. Most versatile. Can be pretty much anything.
I would have got you that color, but they're so light. And whenever I'm shopping, I never think to go for light colors because it gets dirty so quick. So it's like if I got you that little suede material and it's light, if you wore it outside in the rain and start raining it, it's gonna be nasty. So that's why I never got them for you. I always get darker colors that's easier to cover up the dirtiness, I guess.
I know, but you always make fun of my 574 obsession.
No, I think I make more fun of your White Castle obsession.
My White Castle obsession?
Yeah. Kirk is obsessed with White Castle right now. He keeps getting things from White Castle.
White Castle
shirts
things.
And hats.
Shirts, hats. Belts,
sweaters now.
Belts. I got a sweater, nice.
Belts. And he wanted to get a gravy bowl, and I said no.
A gravy boat.
No, we don't need a gravy boat, Kirk.
But wouldn't it be nice to have a nice little White Castle gravy bowl?
I don't want White Castle things around me.
We could have, there's people, there's a market for like Pepsi.
Kirk, I grew up with White Castle right by me everywhere, so I don't really look at it like that. It's dirty burgers. Make you shit afterwards.
It smells the exact same.
It's not good. It's not good food, but I mean, it is good food. Like it definitely tastes.
You get that craving every now and again.
Every now and again, but
right. I've seen you bring home those frozen burgers. I never asked for them. I know. And then all of a sudden, there's one missing. There's two missing. I know. I've seen it, Carmen.
Yeah. Sometimes you get it, but not like you.
Not like me. But then, I don't get it that we don't have one here. It's like a little.
I know, but okay, you obsessed with the food, but like you don't buy like the shirts and stuff. And then this year, Kirk wants to make our dressing, our stuffing.
Found a recipe.
Turkey.
Found a recipe.
A White Castle stuffing.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
It's gonna be amazing, Carmen.
I trust you, and it's your Thanksgiving as well. So if you want to make the stuffing. Go ahead, make the stuffing.
It's going to be wild, Carmen. You're going to love it.
Maybe you can make those Betty Crocker brownies, too, for dessert.
No, I got something else.
You got something planned?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you might not like it, but I'm going to make something.
I'm not a big dessert person, but I'm down to try a dessert if you make it.
No, you're going to like it.
I think I will.
Yeah.
I'll try it, for sure.
Yeah.
Kirk, you do cook some good stuff sometimes, but like
I know I do.
The problem is you so reckless with cooking. That's the only issue is like you don't care about how it looks or anything. You just like everything go in the tortilla. You just shove it all in the tortilla.
Yeah, but you look at what I'm eating sometimes and you're like, damn, that looks good. Yes, you do. No, I know you do.
It depends on what it is.
I know you do.
Like when you made the box mac and cheese with the pepperoni sandwich. I didn't think that was appetizing.
It was easy mac. It wasn't even
easy mac and cheese with pepperoni on a white bread. No, I didn't think that was appetizing. That was a
decision that was made at 2 a.m. So yeah, I mean
drunchies.
Yeah, some of the drunchies maybe.
Yeah, it's crazy because I haven't been that drunk and hungry in a very long time to where I just like ravage the refrigerator. Like now I don't. I mean, typically I'll have a few things, but I'll be falling asleep now. With working this morning shift, I'll be falling asleep before I can even get there. To be honest with you, but yeah, I used to be crazy too. Eating all type of stuff at the end of the night.
Love the end of the night munchies, you know, getting crazy. I used to go to other people's houses and like cook their food and like make myself a snack.
Yeah.
Me and Nick.
So they got hamburger. Okay, I guess we'll be
we
making
can do this and this and this and this, and then there'd be something amazing. It would just be so good.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely growing up in the neighborhoods, never the drunchies, but we always had kids come over and be like, you got some cereal? Damn, boy, your mom don't got cereal for y'all?
Right.
You don't go home and get your own cereal? Right. Why you at my house making my cereal?
We only have corn flakes. We don't have Cookie Crisp.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Cookie Crisp. Oh my God.
Wouldn't you like some Cookie Crisp?
No, absolutely not.
What about remember
that's a suburbanation.
you remember Oreo O's?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Some stuff they just go too far with. Like Cookie
Oreo
Crisp.
O's?
I remember like the commercials for Cookie Crisp and all that, but like they're not that good to eat.
Right.
It's like when you dip cookies in milk and they get soggy. That's what it is.
Right.
It's like, I guess some people are into that.
And Lucky Charm, what do you think about Lucky Charms?
I don't mind Lucky Charms. Yeah.
I feel like you have to. I like to, if I'm eating Lucky Charms, I like to eat the cereal part first because the marshmallows are.
I gotta
crunchy.
have the marshmallows with the cereal. I can't have them by themselves.
See, I'm a single like food item at a time person.
I know. I don't know
and
how.
You're a scoop of this, scoop of this, scoop of this. Put it in my mouth. Right. That's you.
Because all the flavors go together. Like if you make a meal, you make chicken, mashed potatoes, and green beans. You're making that because they all go together.
Yeah, but that doesn't
so
mean
if
you scoop the mashed potato, you fork a chicken, you fork a green bean, and then bite it, right?
Because if I just eat the mashed potatoes, then I'm just eating. It's like eating 3 separate meals.
Right.
Why you do that?
Well, it's not three servings of the same meal.
Yeah, but it's like eating 3 separate. You're eating potatoes,
right,
and then green beans, and then chicken separately.
Well, I would go green beans, potatoes, then the chicken,
because you want to get the vegetables out the way first.
Right.
You're not a vegetable man.
Well, I don't mind it, but the green beans, they're wet, right? If I can't get it on a separate dish, I got to eat it first, so that way none of the juices go anywhere else.
Because you don't want it to touch anything.
Right. And I'll probably put a barrier of mashed potatoes between the chicken because I can deal with the green beans touching the mashed potatoes, but that green bean juice better not touch that chicken. Oh, it better not, Carmen.
Remember the first time I made you the green beans with potatoes in it? And you're like, what? Yeah. You put both of them together?
Yeah, never heard of that before. Green beans and like cubed potatoes. And I was like,
that's how I've always grown up. That's how I've always grown up eating them. Any barbecue you go to, any cookout, they always have that.
And then I was talking to Will, my buddy in Montana, and he never heard of it either. And I was like, potatoes. And I think I was on the phone because I came home and I was on the phone with him. And he was like, no, I never heard about anything like that before.
I think it's
and then we look it up. They sell it in a can together.
Yeah.
Oh God, this is good.
Yeah, you could buy them and like Glory sell them in a can. You just put it in the pot and heat it up. Or you can make it yourself.
Right.
But yeah, they do sell them together. Yeah, it's a thing. Maybe it's a cultural difference. I wouldn't assume that you grew up eating much Glory food, like Glory greens and Glory beans and things like that. Well, that bitch, I don't know who she is, but she makes some good stuff in the can.
She makes some good stuff in the can.
Yeah, her stuff do be really good. You can get her greens or any of the greens taste just like greens your mom made. Just put them in the pan, heat them up, bam, it's good to go. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Thanksgiving should be interesting. I already got everything for Thanksgiving. As long as you get the stuffing together, then we'll be fine. I
put my foot down. I tell you the day before. I tell you on a Thursday. I say, Carmen, I'm not doing, because the last couple of years it's been Wednesday night. You're like, send me a text, and then you'll say, hey, can you go to the store? I said, this year I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the Wednesday grocery store.
Kirk, you have to.
I'm not gonna do it.
If you have to, you have to.
I don't care if you tell me like everything that you need right now. I'll go get it tomorrow. I'll purchase everything over again that you already have, just so you have enough. Like I'll double it.
I don't need double. That's not the issue. Sometimes you might be missing a little bit of celery.
Oh, I'm gonna get some celery tomorrow
because you need it for the stuffing.
I need it for the stuffing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get any of that stuff because I don't know what goes in a White Castle stuffing.
Well, the recipe's online, Carmen.
I don't want to look
celery, thyme, sage.
Oh no, sage.
Well, we don't have to use the sage.
Oh no.
Thyme, sage, broth,
and
then you just put it in a pan, and then half an hour you got your stuffing.
What's the bread part?
It's White Castle.
White Castle what?
Sliders. Are
you fucking serious?
No.
I hope not. Oh my god.
It's gonna be great, Carmen.
All right, I am with you, Kirk. You said that you want to do it.
I'm with you. Yeah, and the gravy boat should be here just in time.
Don't get the gravy boat. Did you order it?
We'll have to see.
I want to know. Did you order it?
We'll just have to see.
And then obviously the big thing, I think we'll close out after this, but the other big topic that's been going on is the Kyle Rittenhouse case.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that whole situation?
He is off.
Yeah, he got off completely.
All charges.
Yep, all charges.
I don't know. It's it's pretty crazy that he comes from a different state and then shoots some people and then goes to court for it and then is let off free.
And then on top of that, the judge showed favoritism the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and your phone goes off and is playing Trump's music for his rally.
You said that was like the prosecutor or something? Or
I think it was the judge.
The judge?
Yeah, I heard it. I looked it up today, and all the details to it was the judge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how do you know what I mean? That shows what side you stand on already,
right.
And like where you stand. It's an interesting one just because I think his mom should be charged. Mm-hmm. Why would you take your 16-year-old child and drop him off somewhere with a gun to be part of a rally?
Right.
Like, I don't understand why are you like, I'm going to be part of that? Like, you didn't have to go.
Mm-hmm.
Stay your ass at home. That's the thing. That's what people don't understand. People end up in these situations. You don't have to be part of it.
Right.
You could have just stayed where you were.
You made the decision to be where you are.
Yeah, and
right?
then something happens.
It's not like you're just like, oh, I did nothing wrong. Like,
yeah,
you made a series of decisions that put you where you are.
And that was one of the big things at a trial is not figuring out what he did. They know what he did. They know what happened. There's video footage from it. So they know exactly what happened. But it's like, what led you to why you are here? Mm-hmm. Like, you came to join a violent protest with a gun. You came to start trouble. Right. But with the judge on the case, the judge that he had his side from the very beginning of that whole situation. And there was nothing anybody could do about it. That judge was pushing mm-hmm. for him to get off. And then afterwards, he said, I want to see you in my chambers afterwards. Oh, now y'all just talking like friends afterwards? Like, and you say it in front of everybody? Mm-hmm. People are like, when have you ever seen that in a high-profile trial where the judge invites a murderer back to his chambers to talk after the trial? Mm-hmm. So I think that's a big part of why people are so disgusted by it is because if that was a black kid, first off, they would have shot him there. Right. He wouldn't even made it to trial. It wouldn't have been no trial. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't have made it out of that rally. So it's a disparity with race in this country for sure. But then another thing people were saying is, well, some of the guys that he shot were not good people. So maybe he did the world a favor.
Right.
So there's all these mixed feelings about it. Mm-hmm. I think at the end of the day, he was not 18. Mother should be charged. She's responsible. Uh-huh. And she drove him there. So why is she not being charged? Right. Like, they should be taking the rest of her kids away. All of that. You're not fit to be a mom. Take everything.
Everything.
Yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting one.
It is.
We'll see what happens in the next coming months with the next couple trials that's coming up. Mm-hmm. See who gets convicted, who gets off. We'll see if Kyle Rittenhouse makes a rap video.
He's gonna make a rap video?
You know how people are. They go on that social media. They get
probably
crazy.
More of a country song.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's funny. All right, is that it?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, well, thank you guys for watching another episode of the Sweet Gravy Podcast. If you have any questions or suggestions, please go to sweetgravypod@gmail.com. You can also check us out on YouTube and every other streaming platform.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye-bye.